deep in the heart of the Hillside Medical Bus Studios. They got Flarelight live in the studio. Welcome, y'all.
How's it going?
This is your first time up here, and I felt kind of embarrassed because we're doing some construction. What is it that restaurants always say, like, pardon our dust, we're growing? That's us. Pardon our dust, we're growing. Have you guys ever seen, like, when you walk into, like, there was a Taco Bell by my house for the longest time that they literally cut it in half. And you could still go inside. It was still open. And they had, like, a sign, like, pardon our dust, we're growing. I don't think I want to eat at a Taco Bell that's cut in half.
Well,
if you like dusty stuff,
but
I suppose.
isn't the meat in the tacos that's already like half sawdust?
Oh,
so
yeah, it's
that's-
true.
they're probably
Dusty Baja Blast would be kind of nice, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, it's like the meat mixture plus dust.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that right there, that is a healthy meal. I like that.
New song name.
Well, Flarelight, you guys are definitely one of those bands that wanted to get up for a while, so I'm glad that you're here and that your manager, Angela, who I won't say her name, is here as well, but I'm glad to have you back. But it's cool to get you guys up here. And a couple of weeks ago, I actually was going down to the East Room to see Trail of the Dead was playing, randomly playing the East Room. And I was walking by, and I was like, I got to stop by Tomato Arts Fest and see Fingernails Are Pretty. And there were you guys up there rocking out. I had no idea. That was a really fun show. How was that for you guys? You guys big Foo Fighters fans?
Oh, yeah.
Judging by the Chevy Metal shirt, Tom, I would assume.
Yeah. Couldn't possibly be. But you can talk about that if you want.
It was super fun. That was Angie's masterminded plan. And then she asked me to do it. And then, I guess kind of last second, the other guitar player got COVID. So we were kind of thinking like, oh, crap, what are we going to do? And I was like, well, there's this guy I know.
He kind of plays.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, if I was going to stake my career on one human being, like gun to the head, like who would it be to be able to do it in less than 48 hours?
Yeah.
Is be Tyler Ward.
Was it even that? I can't remember.
Probably like 44 hours, you know.
44 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, get here now.
So we kind of made it impromptu.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Because it was a all-female minus me tribute.
Yeah.
It was an all-feminist.
Yeah.
It was an all-feminist tribute.
And I'm sure for me and Angie, it was probably the first time that either one of us had jammed Foo Fighters stuff since. So that was kind of cathartic in a way, I suppose.
Yeah, it's one of those tributes where it's like an emotional thing behind it. It's fun, but also there's a meaning, which is what I thought was cool to see you guys up there rocking. And the crowd was great. It was packed. That was awesome.
It was a lot of fun.
It was super fun.
Yeah.
And those songs, too, you can just be like loud and let them rip. So.
They absolutely can.
Yeah.
And there was like a star-studded lineup. I feel like I knew everybody up there. Every time that someone would come up to sing, I was like, I know that person.
That was cool. And everybody was so cool about it and so nice. And yeah, it was just a great group to be
Absolutely.
around.
And speaking of like 90s bands, you guys saw Pearl Jam last night. I saw on your Instagram.
Yeah.
First of all, I work at the Buzz. I had no idea Pearl Jam was even in town. I need to be fired for that alone.
I just forgot because I know a couple of people who are on the crew they carried over from the Queen tour.
Yeah.
And just kind of slipped my mind, and then one of our friends reminded us a couple days before. We're like, oh yeah, hey, let's go.
Yeah. On like Wednesday, he was like, oh, what are you doing on Friday? Do you want to go to Pearl Jam? And I was like, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it looked great. Like I saw the footage you shared. Like they still rock as hard as 1992.
It
was amazing.
Awesome.
And,
And Mike McCready was like all just over the place.
Bouncing off the walls the entire night.
That's awesome.
It was amazing.
Yeah, I feel like they're like, probably the last of like that era of like the great grunge bands, at least the main ones. You know, Pearl Jam's still kicking. Thank God.
Especially from a vocal standpoint. He's basically the last one left.
Yeah, I always see those memes like someone find this guy and wrap him in bubble wrap.
Totally.
Yeah.
No, it's very true. But Flarelight, you guys are a two-piece band. I know you guys hire musicians and stuff, but you guys are a two-piece band, which I've always been a big fan of two-piece bands. I think that they get like no cred because it's a cool thing to do.
Yeah.
Is that on purpose, or do you guys like just not want to work with a full band, or did it kind of happen by accident this way?
It just kind of happened that way. Whenever it first started coming together in early 2017, I guess.
We kind of had the inkling of the idea in 2016, but it wasn't like fully formed. It was just
It just kind of started that way because we just had songs that we wanted to try to write and record together and wanted to keep it in between the two of us. Mainly just in case things didn't work out. I was like, oh, this isn't that good, then we'll just kind of shelf it, and then that's that. But it turns out that we really liked doing stuff together, writing and recording and everything, and we were really into the idea of keeping it between the two of us and having everything sort of self-made and not having any outside influence or anything like that.
Yeah.
I love that. Do you guys do all the songwriting yourselves? You guys go outside and art? That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
To me, that's how it should be. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine yesterday about songwriting, and I really hate that whole world. I think it's kind of silly. I feel like bands should just write their own tunes. That's rad you guys do that.
Well, it's a completely different world here, as you know, in Nashville.
And you can kind of tell because you hear
Yeah.
occasionally you'll hear certain songs, like even in like a rock genre, and you go, oh, if you just tweak the music on that, it could be a bro country song.
Oh yeah.
Again, because you know the same dudes wrote it, who
Yeah.
and you can kind of tell, and so I miss
Absolutely.
that, like people
And-
writing their own stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like so many of the bands that I grew up listening to, like from the '60s and '70s and some of the '80s too, they were all self-contained when it comes to the creative process,
Yeah.
And they all wrote great stuff. And like one of my favorite bands of all time is Rush. And once they put out 2112, they were sort of free to do whatever they wanted to, and they kept it between the three of them pretty much their entire career,
Yeah.
And they made good stuff.
Absolutely, man.
And legendary stuff with just
Yeah.
the three of them. And that sort of creative freedom is really important to the both of us.
Yeah,
that.
And
we have like a no rules rule, right? So we have a very safe space when we do stuff, so you can throw out the dumbest idea you can think of, but just say it, and then if it doesn't work, we won't keep it. But
it's not to say that we wouldn't bring somebody else in
totally,
eventually, but it's got to be, how would you say?
it's gotta feel right.
Yeah.
Got to feel
I like
right,
that.
and it can't be some like a money man or something like that.
Oh
It's
yeah,
gotta,
no.
It's got to feel right. It's got to be good for the creative process, and they just got to be good people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing more soul crushing than seeing those pictures on Instagram. People will post wrote a banger today, and it's them in a soulless room with a dry erase board on the wall,
Yeah.
and it says today's theme. It's
Right.
you can just feel music dying in that picture.
And then somebody from the label comes in later that day and listens to it in the studio. Like, oh, you know what? I'm not sure that this is a good song for the radio. And I'm like,
Yeah, it's not a single.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't hear the single.
Yeah.
And that's we don't even really like the whole idea of having a writing appointment.
Yeah.
We don't do that. It's more like oh. Literally with one of the songs, it's I had this idea while I was making toast this morning, and then I put some stuff behind it, and and both of us will kind of demo stuff out at home, and then because the internet now, so you can just send stuff back and forth, and then once we've kind of got something kind of semi-formed, then we'll get together and really hash it out. But
Yeah.
it's so we don't really do that thing of oh yes, today at 3:30 p.m. we're going to write a song, inspiration or not,
Yeah.
But it's nice to not be trying to force it when
not,
it's not there.
Not to say that you can't get good stuff.
Yeah,
that
and
way,
you
but,
totally can. I mean,
but that's just not our way.
Yeah.
people with a lot more money than us have done really well at that.
Yeah.
So we're just
It's true.
maybe one day. So yeah, exactly. No hating on that, but
Yeah.
but
Keeping it self-contained and all that stuff, and being relaxed and being able to do things when we want to it works for us.
yeah, it's
I
been
love
cool so
that.
far.
Yeah.
Right on. Let's get into an example of that now. Electric Love. I love this song. Tell me something about this tune we're about to spin.
Well, let's see. It was I guess it was one of the earlier songs that we did. And it was kind of for me, I don't think I've said this before on a thing, but I'll say it now because we're on the radio.
Say it, yeah.
But basically, it was the first song I ever wrote after I came out of the closet. And
Okay.
you could tell. Let me put it like that. Because it was just I stopped trying to not be, just kind of in a lot of ways, I think, in life at that point in time. I was like, whatever, let's do this. And that was kind of what we were doing with our stuff too, is we hadn't put out any songs yet. We could do anything we wanted.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm just gonna let this thing rip, and I was like, hopefully Tyler won't hate it.
Yeah, and
Kinda
that
was
was
that
was
idea.
actually one of the first ones that she brought in that I was like, okay, I think we got something
I think it
here
was
between
the
the two
first
of us.
one that I
Yeah.
sent you.
Because we,
Yeah.
we send stuff back and forth. We tweak things, a music part here, a lyric there, and
Right.
that was one of the first ones that we really collaborated on, I think.
Yeah, because you
And-
helped me work out the bridge and stuff.
Yeah, and it turned into what it is, and
Yeah,
it's been
so-
great so far. I think love it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's one heck of an intro to the band, that's for sure.
yeah.
Right on. Flarelight right now. Electric Love on Nashville's Rock Station 102.9 The Buzz. Flarelight's here. We got to play the 5 random question games if you guys are here, first timers. So last night, question number 1, Post Malone fell on stage live in my hometown of St. Louis, Missouri. I guess he stepped in a hole, fell down, looked like he was in a lot of pain. He jumped up and finished the show. Exactly. I wanted to ask you, what is your biggest fear of something going wrong while on stage?
Well, my fear came true this
Yeah.
summer.
Yeah.
My biggest fear is losing my voice.
Oh, wow.
I thought you were gonna say your pants that you ripped.
Oh no, that's no big
He
deal.
doesn't need the pants. He needs the voice, though.
No.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, that's already happened a zillion times now, so I don't even care anymore. No, but my strength is performing, you know, and if I can't perform, then you feel sort of helpless sometimes.
Absolutely.
That's always been my biggest fear, is like losing my voice or losing a limb or something like that.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
What about you, Rachel? What's your biggest fear to happen live on stage?
I probably still have to go kind of along those performance lines of like just bombing something, right? Like so bad. Like
Yeah.
I would also like to not wipe out and like concuss myself
Yeah.
live on stage.
Absolutely.
That would suck, but I feel like
Or get
you know,
shocked.
oh yeah, shocked by the
Ace
mic.
style.
That's fun.
Ooh, there you go. Yeah.
But some part of that's like not your fault, you know. But
Yeah.
it's like if you just bomb something, then
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
all legit fears, in my opinion.
Yeah, lyrics and music and stuff, forgetting things every now and then, that's okay,
Yeah.
because I mean, we all do it.
Yeah, it's
I
rock
have-
and roll.
There's always a way to get out.
I've dreamed that I was playing live and my guitar was invisible, but I could still hear it and play it, but like couldn't see it at all, right?
Yeah.
So I was like trying to find the frets and the notes, like
Yeah.
panicking.
I've had those dreams where I just suddenly forget I'm late for one,
Yeah.
and I forget how to I completely forget how to play my instrument, and I'm always never have pants or underwear.
So you got to keep
Always.
the guitar very straight. Well, good
Yeah.
thing your guitar's not invisible then.
Yeah, as long as you can see it, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I guess I won't be having a Dan Armstrong guitar after all.
Question number 2 of Flarelight on the local buzz. Since you guys are technically a 2-piece rock and roll band, who do you think is the most underrated 2-piece rock and roll band? Or at least one you think is underrated. We all know the overrated ones.
I don't know that. I mean, they're not underrated to us because we're obsessed with them, but we really like Fantagram a
Oh,
lot.
Nice. Are they a 2-piece? Wow.
Yeah, like they
In the
hire.
studio, yeah.
yeah,
No
they
idea.
hire other
Yeah.
guys, but it's just
They're on my list
Sarah
now.
and Josh.
It's kind of the same
Mainly.
vibe as us. They just do whatever they need to do in the studio. Like, it's not just like a singer and then somebody who plays all the instruments. They both do
No,
everything.
yeah, like they both like do
Like-
different
like we
synth
do.
stuff.
Yeah.
and, yeah. and-
No, it's crazy.
But yeah,
really
that's
cool.
probably both of our favorite duos at the moment, I would say.
Wow.
I would say
huh.
for sure. Yeah.
Fair enough. Question number 3 with Flarelight on the local buzz. This could totally affect your career in the future, mainly you, Tyler, but I have to ask it. Freddie Mercury or Adam Lambert?
Oh
Oh,
my
Uh-oh.
gosh.
we might have to cut to a quick commercial break for this one. Well, I could just say what Adam always says. There's never gonna be another Freddie. But Adam is just absolutely incredible. It's disgusting sometimes how good his voice is. Like, he can just wake up and it's there,
I love that.
and it's nothing. It's nothing, and he's just, he's just great.
I love
He's the
that.
perfect fit for them.
Yeah, and he seems really humble about it, which is cool. That's
Oh,
some
yeah.
hell of a shoes to step into.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he knows as well as all of us that he, along with everyone else in the world, they're never gonna be Freddie.
Yeah.
He's always gonna be the man, you know.
Oh, it's true.
And Adam's made it his own, and he does great. And I couldn't think of anyone else better to do it. He's just awesome.
Love it. Fair enough. Question number 4, Flarelight on the local buzz. So it is September, almost October, which to me is basically Halloween. What is a song that is not necessarily a Halloween song, but is always on your Halloween party playlist?
Well, we know
Okay,
what one's
well-
gonna be on there now.
Yeah. Have you heard that new Muse song? You Make
haven't.
Me Feel Like It's Halloween.
Oh, I have actually.
Okay, yeah. We
Talk
were
about catching you off guard.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that from you.
we were in
Yeah.
the car listening to the new album, and that one comes on. And we're like,
What the
What?
hell was that?
but now I kind of like it.
Yeah, that's got to be on there.
But
Yeah.
a song that wouldn't necessarily make you think about Halloween, right?
Yeah, just like a song that fits the vibe, but is definitely not. It's supposed to be a Halloween song. Like for instance, somebody once said "Golden Earring," Twilight Zone. Totally makes sense. Not a Halloween song, but makes sense for the vibe.
Well, you could always go with you could always go with Black Number One or something
Oh
like
my
that.
gosh, that song.
Your favorite song that I introduced you to. That would be Typo Negative for
Okay.
those that don't know.
He shows me some weird stuff.
Yeah, Type of Negative is pretty rad.
Yeah.
come
Definitely
on,
weird,
it's
but
all
rad,
right.
though.
Yeah. But sure, that'll work because he's
Right
doing
on.
this weird spooky breathing the whole time.
Yeah.
Makes you feel
I think Type of
pretty
Negative fits perfectly for a Halloween party playlist.
For real, yeah, totally.
Totally.
Question number 5, the final question with Flarelight on the local bus. So this one's kind of tough. It's a tricky one. All right, you guys can have, we're talking 70 dates direct support, your dream tour like it's come true. Whatever artist you want alive or dead, 70 dates direct support with them. But when you get back from this tour, the deal you've made with the devil, which I guess would be me, is you have to work driving a pedal tavern down on Broadway for an entire summer.
Oh no.
Do you take this dream tour?
I would take it.
I would have to think on it.
You can think about it while she's working at the pedal table.
Because I know that I've complained to you before about those things.
I mean, who hasn't? But like 70 days.
Oh my God!
How many days are in summer?
I thought I was already in hell this summer because I don't remember where we were. I think we were in Amsterdam, and suddenly I see a bleeping pedal tavern drive by. I was.
Wow.
Oh, I thought I was high for a second. Because we were in Amsterdam, you know, but...
Dude, Amsterdam seems so much cooler than that. That sucks.
Oh, I was so disappointed in you, Amsterdam. I mean, I love you, but...
Yeah.
Well,
but we need to talk.
I would take one for the team, apparently.
Yeah, you can always get a hired gun and take someone out in Tyler's place.
Yeah.
Have a sub, as they call it in Nashville. Right on. Well, thanks for playing, y'all.
Yeah.
I love it. So Flarelight, the record comes out November 11th. It's called The Light We Make. And the brand new song I'm going to play right now is Make Me Sick. Please tell me something about this tune because it's a rockin' tune and I love the title.
Yeah, I'm sure anyone who follows us is probably a little bit surprised at how sort of, maybe not guitar driven, but sort of like sludgy and heavy and fast it is because it's the last record, Glimmer, had its rockin' moments, but I wouldn't really say there was anything like this on there. Would you?
Yeah, not quite. Yeah, it's got a little more edge to it.
Yeah, and then I guess lyrically it's kind of, I don't know, it's sort of looking at sex as a drug type thing.
Yeah. And
I don't know if it was really super personal, but the last record certainly was, and I think it's just sort of like life after the last record for...
It was one of the earlier ones, especially that you started to come up with, which felt like a transition from your old state of mind.
For sure. Yeah. Life after.
But, I love it.
But yeah, I mean, it's definitely direct, I would say. And it kind of, maybe not stylistically, but I think that it sort of foreshadows that sort of direct style that we kind of approach this new record with anyways, because it's not just, big giant guitar rock on the album, but it's like we said earlier, like everything that we might have written style-wise, whether it's like super duper heavy guitar rock or if it's like synth pop or whatever, we didn't really make any bones about it. We leaned right into it, and whatever came out was what we went with,
Yeah.
And I don't think we were too afraid to, even though it wasn't like strictly a personal song, we weren't afraid to go there, record,
Yeah.
and talk about deeply personal stuff because, even though it's personal to you, it's relatable to everybody else,
Yeah.
You're going to sing something eventually that someone can relate to and it will make sense to and touch somehow. And really that's one of the biggest things that I've ever wanted to do as an artist is, make somebody feel something.
That's the coolest.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's what we all do it for. I love that.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, Flarelight, open door policy for bands I like. You're definitely one of those bands. Anytime you want to come up here, walk up either that door if it's open or the other door, knock on that glass door and come on in. But it's invite only, so don't tell your friends.
Oh, perfect.
Right on. Well, Flarelight, I'll see you next time. Make me sick. I want to turn on the buzz.
Yeah.